The ultimate question. What do we do now? Well, the first thing we do is recognize the bullshit. We all know that Donald Trump is all about PR and optics and how things look. We all saw the messages last night when TikTok went dark, and it said, "Oh, we're fortunate that President Trump has indicated he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok, so stay tuned." Less than 12 hours later, they said, "Welcome back! Thanks for your patience. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the United States." When not only is he not president yet, he legally did absolutely nothing. The TikTok ban is still in effect. TikTok reinstated its US servers just based on what Trump said he will do when he gets back into office, which would just be an executive order to delay the ban, not stop it. And like I said, TikTok doing this just based on what Trump says he will do when he's in office again? That means that Trump just superseded the Supreme Court. This goes along with Donald Trump's plans of Project 2025 to give himself absolute power over the government, much like they do in Russia and North Korea. Trump was able to get TikTok to go against the Supreme Court just based on what he says he's going to do. That makes him not a co-equal branch of government. That makes him more powerful than the Supreme Court. Remember, in Russia, they have a parliament just like we have a Congress, but Putin doesn't have to listen to anything they do. They're doing the exact same thing here. He is testing the waters as to what he can get away with his executive orders on day one. We need to recognize that this entire thing is bullshit to make Trump look like the Messiah they pretend he is. All of the establishment Democrats and the fascist MAGA Republicans in Congress need to be voted out in 2026. But also, we cannot capitulate to this. What do? We stay on TikTok as long as it's available, and we make sure the right wing doesn't take it over. Because that's Donald Trump's plan. He said on Turd Social that he wants the United States to have a 50% ownership position in a joint venture. He wants the United States government to own half of TikTok. He wants his greedy hands all over that algorithm so that he can turn TikTok into his own version of far-right propaganda. Because with Twitter, it worked perfectly. Twitter is the #1 reason why we lost the November election. Because disinformation spread like crazy across Twitter once Elonia Muskrat bought it. And in 2016, when we lost, it was because of Russian disinformation on Facebook. There is an obvious pattern here. They buy out media companies or their CEOs, and they chock those platforms full of misinformation. That is how their propaganda proliferates and they stay in power. It worked in 2016, and it worked just a few months ago. What we do is continue to speak out, don't fall for the bullshit, and make sure that we keep spreading to other platforms as well, just like we were doing when this was getting banned. Because the more we spread out to places like MeTube, the greater chance we have and the more coverage we have to combat their bullshit narrative. Because so many people in the country, all of the MAGA, are now going to be back on TikTok screaming, "Way to go, President Trump, best in history, he's a pillar for free speech," when they completely forget that he's the one who originally tried banning the app in 2020. He started the whole thing. And now they're going to treat him like some kind of Superman who swooped in to save the day, when they already think he's the second coming of Jesus. This is just their newest bit of propaganda straight out of the Schittler playbook. Just like his pew-pewing attempts on him. Not only to make the dear leader look infallible and invincible, but also to make him look like a man of the people, like when he pretended to serve fries at a closed McDonald's. This was just another attempt to make them look like he can walk on water. And we need to be smart enough to continue to fight back and not fall for this gullible bullshit that the MAGA is going to eat for breakfast. Because they're going to remain distracted making tons of videos saying how great Donald Trump is for bringing back TikTok, while he's in the middle of skyrocketing their prices, raising inflation, making them lose their jobs and lose their health care. That's how obsessed they are with licking his boots. We need to do what we've always done. Combat the narrative every time you see it. Don't let it slide like the Democrats in Congress do. Don't ignore it like the media does. Call that shit out every chance you get.